Guys, and welcome to Hustle Hard's market overview. And today we're just going to run through the markets and see exactly what we're looking to expect. So let's move over to some main currency pairs and we can look at Euro USD. So guys, whenever we start off, we always look on the higher time frame, and we can clearly see some major key levels that Euro USD is actually testing. And this is because of obviously the rising cases of COVID out in Europe. So Netherlands, Germany, France, all reporting that they're going to go into lockdown. And this is really fundamentally making the euro weaker. And this is what we are seeing on the actual side of the bearish market in Euro USD. So we can still expect to see lower lows, quite frankly. So it all really depends on the currency of the US dollar and how strong it's going to actually pick up. So we can obviously monitor that as we go throughout the week. So if we look onto a smaller time frame, perhaps going down to a 15-minute and a 5-minute. So guys, we can see Euro USD has broken particular supports, and these are key areas of supports. So we can see a very strong downturn trend actually developing. So you've got to be very careful if you're looking to long any positions with Euro USD, because the market does seem to want to pull it down to further supports. So that's your Euro USD, guys. Let's have a quick look at Euro US30. So looking at US30, guys, US30 is coming down, as we can see. It's actually moving into almost a descending triangle, we call this, when we see this type of action. And that's usually a case of, you know, going from the higher highs and then obviously going down to the lower lows. And this is exactly what's happening to Euro USD on a 15-minute scale. We can potentially see a break, and then we can see a retest, and then we can potentially catch a good entry. At these levels, I wouldn't be surprised to see more bullish momentum, meaning as soon as this passes here, we could potentially see this moving back to the upside and potentially breaking this structure and then reaching the all-time highs that it's recently made. And going back into US30 on a bigger time frame, we can see it's starting to develop that downward trend. Now, obviously, US30 is very overbought. And we've got to bear in mind, US30, guys, is the top 30 profitable companies in America, which makes the US30 index, right? So this is how it's measured. So we're going to potentially see always bullish momentum with US30. So you're usually going to see more time, it's going to move up rather than downwards. But when it's in a very overbought market, as we can see here, we can start to see the lower lows and the higher lows getting made. And this is US30, guys. So we're going to also have a quick look at gold, which is XAUUSD. Now, again, gold, guys, is a commodity that's been around for a very long time. And we all understand it's a scarce metal, which means there's only a certain limit of gold in this world. And that obviously makes the price of gold go up. So as we can see on an overall trend, gold has been actually moving up since a very long time, basically. And this is gold in a nutshell. So anyone who hasn't actually had a look at gold on a bigger time frame, I always highly advise seeing exactly where you are in the market. So we can see way back in 2007, the market has been in a continuous bullish movement. We've had a full trace back to key supports, and then it's obviously carried on. And even early this year, we've seen gold come and reach up to 19 and even the 2000s of last year. So gold's back at 1841. What is 1841? 1841 is $1,841 per ounce. So this is measured against the US dollar. So we are actually looking at XAUUSD, which is measured against the dollar. So we see the price of gold right now is $1,841.05, I believe. So where is gold going? How far are we going to go into the market? Let's have a quick look. So we just drop this down and we go into a smaller time frame. And here I am using the 15 minutes. Is usually an intraday / swing trader time frame. Obviously, if you're doing swing trading, then you got to look at the more of the 4-hour and the daily range. But yeah, usually 15-minute gives you a very good indication of where the actual trend is going. So we've seen a huge pull up in the market, and that was actually on the 10th of November, where we saw a huge influx of money, probably smart money at this case, pulled into XAUUSD, and it's obviously never ever really come back until it's come back to this point. But the retracement on this, guys, so when we start looking at retracements of where do we actually get in, for me personally, I still feel this has got a whole level to go down before we can hold some really long positions. And when I say long positions, you know, MT4, MT5, holding positions for a month, for 2 months. If you haven't tried that, you need to start trying that, because that's where the real money is in actually holding your positions. Obviously, you always go in with a good lot size, one that's always within your risk management according to your account size, and one that can obviously absorb the volatility. So yeah, swing trading, guys, is quite cool. And I've seen a lot of traders who I've personally taught move up in the markets who've actually chosen swing trading rather than intraday. Because intraday, obviously, there's a lot of movement, it can get emotional, and you've got to spend a lot of time on the charts. So coming back to where is XAUUSD going? So let's have a quick look on the 1 hour. We can see it's kind of broken this structure. This was a key level of resistance that it actually created. So let's just put a little markup right there. And we can see obviously it had a pullback and it went and broke this structure. So where can we see it going? Potentially the market's just started. It's Monday. So potentially we're going to see more downward movement as the dollar actually strengthens. So I think overall we are looking for downward movement, possibly back down to mid levels of support. And potentially even lower levels of the 1758. And if it does actually move down to that level, we could potentially see it dipping down and trying to break this level as well. On the upside, I don't think it's going to be moving upside anytime between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have got significant news coming. So let's have a quick look at the fundamentals. And we can see tomorrow we've got the Euro, we've got the German flash service. And I think on Wednesday, we've got some US, which is the core PCE price index. And that's going to slightly, really significantly affect the US30. But moreover, it's the FOMC, which usually gives it a good pump or a dump, as we say. So yeah, that's where we are looking to go. In terms of getting in now, very high risk, right? Because the market's still finding structure. So it's still finding key levels of support. So there is no opportunity to get in right now. So we're going to see how the market plays out during the week. And we're going to obviously review this session and come back to you and see exactly where the market went. So in my opinion, I believe gold is going to move further down this week until we get into the FOMC. From there, depending on the news, whether it's positive and depending on the dollar index, we can obviously see a more pushward and trying to break this zone. And around Christmas, we should pretty much around the asking price of gold, which is around $2,000. And potentially gold is always going to continually move up, guys, and that's something you should always acknowledge. So we've covered a few main indices and a few currencies and a few commodities. Now we're going to go into a bit of crypto. Now crypto, guys, obviously if you're trading crypto or you're investing, it's always highly advised you look at the charts. So let's just have a quick look at BTC. I've got BTC against the pound there, but I wanted to see it against the dollar. Now, BTCUSD is obviously one of the main cryptos. So let's just see exactly where we are with BTCUSD. So we have seen a lot of upward movement with BTCUSD recently. And obviously Bitcoin, again, it's almost like a asset now, which a lot of people are using to actually hedge their money against inflation. So they're trying to beat inflation by obviously using crypto and Bitcoin as a major asset. Now, Bitcoin's had some major news, ETFs. We've had big institutions throwing a lot of money into crypto, and it quickly brought up the market cap to quite a big, high actual price. So let's have a quick look at the market cap on CoinMarketCap. And we're going to see for ourselves what the price of the total entire market cap on crypto is right now. So at the top here, we can see it's just over $2.5 trillion. and that's the entire market cap for actual crypto. And obviously here we can see how much volume is coming into crypto, the current prices, how much movement there's been in the last 24 hours, the 7-day movement, the market cap of Bitcoin, the volume in the last 24 hours, and what's left in the market in terms of circulation supply. So coming back to the actual charts, we could potentially see Bitcoin coming down to further supports, for my opinion. Obviously, this is not financial advice, guys. This is purely for education. So we can see Bitcoin coming down, possibly trying to test the 55 and have a bottom. So it's going to do a double bottom before it starts breaking out and going up solid. So overall, the move that we're looking for Bitcoin to do, again, guys, we don't take these trades until they are actually at better opportunities for us to take them. So always remember that at the back of your mind, and don't try to get that fear, which is FOMO, fear of missing out, and trying to get in right now. It's probability, so we're always going to try get in at the best positions possible. So this is the move that we're looking for Bitcoin to do, is potentially test it on this green support and then go further. Now we could obviously see it come down and try flush out leveraged traders, which is quite common. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got to move right back down to the 53 levels with actual Bitcoin. So yes, guys, it's obviously if Bitcoin's moving like that and it's coming down, then all your other alternative coins, which are called altcoins, are also going to move down simultaneously, which is quite important. So if you're investing, then it's obviously wise to probably cash out at those significant levels of your potential profits and then hold the rest as either USD Tether, and then go and buy the dip at a further better price. And that's what we do in crypto. But if you're trading crypto, obviously using one of our recommended brokers, then obviously you can take advantage of these particular moves in the market real time as it develops. So yes, guys, this is what we're looking at Bitcoin to do. We're looking for it to break, further test this. If we have a double bottom here and it touches this and it goes further up, then obviously I don't think we're going to really see another move back coming back down this year. So we could potentially see this going back up, potentially even breaking the higher highs and moving over to a zone which is quite key. And this zone, I call it the 74 because it is actually at the 74 level. And this is where I'm actually looking Bitcoin to actually go to. So we're going to start seeing a lot of consolidation. We're going to start seeing a lot of accumulation and a lot of money that's coming in. So everyone's going to try to get, financial institutions are going to try to get Bitcoin at a better price if they can test it. We might even have a huge wick out, try to bring out everyone, and even including day traders who actually trade crypto for a living. So we might get those particular moves. So it's quite important if you're trading to actually set buy limits, right? And I would set buy limits from 50K, 50, 0, 8, 30, and between 51, 283. So these are really good buy orders for the Bitcoin actual correction to actually happen and activate for you, just in case you miss it, because these corrections happen really fast. And obviously, if you're not watching your phone and you're not physically trading, it can be quite hard to get into them. So yes, that's the move on Bitcoin we are looking at, guys. What else have we got in the market? We've seen a few other ones like SHIB. We have actually advised a lot of people who have been asking about SHIB and buying SHIB. SHIB is falling into a ascending triangle where we can see a potential good breakout, right? So this is usually quite a common phase, right? So in terms of getting into SHIB, again, it's not something we would actually say it's a very good project. It's more for hype than anything else at this moment. There's not much on the fundamentals, let's be quite honest with SHIB. Obviously, the fundamentals would be, are they releasing their own exchange? Have they got a token service where you can stake? Every little things like this are usually the fundamentals. They're not bringing out any exciting news anytime soon, right? They've just seen an all-time high. So that's SHIB for you right now. This is coming into a breaking triangle, which is something is really cool to actually pay attention to. So a breaking triangle, we call it ascending or descending triangle if you wish, which is when the pattern of the market actually falls into a particular triangular shape. So we can see higher highs is obviously broken that, come down here, yep, go over there, broken that, but again, it's respected this trend, which has been quite a solid trend here. and it's respected and found resistance. Now, when we see the price going smaller, smaller into triangle, what can we expect? Right, guys, this is where we get the breakout. So potentially SHIB would come down here. Potentially we'll have a breakout, because this is how the market usually works. It takes out all your stop losses, and then we can see a potential breakout going to a further side. And that's a breakout, guys, on a very basic scale, which I haven't really drawn up, but this is just vaguely speaking. This is what we are expecting with SHIB. Again, there's nothing exciting happening with it anytime soon. Another good one is obviously Ethereum. Ethereum, you can actually trade as well on many brokers using leverage. Ethereum, everyone knows there's a guy behind the project. It's not like Bitcoin, where we have this Satoshi Nakamoto and no one knows who it is. Behind Ethereum, guys, we have someone called Vitalik. And Vitalik is a face, and he's a human, and he puts himself right in front of this project, which I kind of like, right? Because quite frankly, most alternative coins, these altcoins, they're actually built on the Ethereum network, right? So Ethereum obviously has its downsides in terms of slower transactions compared to Solana and other cryptos. But generally speaking, it's almost becoming like a household name, right? Because as we know, in terms of dominance, we have Bitcoin obviously at the very first, and then we have Ethereum. And obviously that's due to the market cap, how much money is in the actual crypto itself. So coming back to the charts and the technical analysis on where we are expecting Ethereum to go, hella bullish. I am very, very bullish on Ethereum. And you can possibly hold me accountable for me in the comments if you wish. Now, I'm looking for a good breakout, and then I'm looking for a good pull-in. So I'm going to draw out exactly what I'm looking to happen with Ethereum, guys. So again, this is just educational advice, guys. Obviously, do your own research. So Ethereum is going to come and break out. We're at a key support level right now as we speak, right? So this is a key support level. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, guys. So what we expect in Ethereum to do is more or less pretty much pull down many other traders. So this is where we're looking for the great pullback. Now, before the market continues rising, it needs to do a pullback. And if you don't know, the further the pullback, the greater the rise. Obviously, that's if the project is still around, right? So obviously, if it's not around, it's a pump and dump. But this is Ethereum we're talking about, remember? Okay, second biggest market cap in the world. So what can we see with Ethereum? We can see further downward action. We can see further downward action, which is going to try to test this support here. And then obviously that could be a double bottom again. And then potentially at your lower lows, if you really wanted to put a stop loss into this, you could potentially go as low as 3.6. And these are key areas of actual support. As we have seen a huge wick out before, where it's wicked out leverage traders, and then it's gone straight into bullish momentum. So this is what we're expecting for Ethereum to do, is the breakout. And then obviously from there, we can see Ethereum do a huge pull up to the higher side, and potentially that's the all-time high. It's potentially going to do the 6,000–7,000 mark. And how we're going to look out for this to play, we're going to either take positions at the support and put in type stop losses, or we're going to take positions at lower supports and then put even further stop losses. And then obviously we'll stay positioned and we'll stay waiting for the market to do its thing, and then potentially move back up to its upside. And that's something that's going to play out with Ethereum, guys. Again, you can put in buy limits in case we do have major corrections. Buy limits again, guys, 36. Anything around 3,600 to the 3,650 mark is pretty much a good buy limit. You could try slightly increase that, because remember, the buy limits never actually are exactly right. So it's around that price mark that we're actually looking to get in. So guys, we're going to wrap up this session.